Okay, welcome back everybody to another MTGO league. Brand new league starting today. All the trophies and everything has been reset. This time we're going with another Abzan deck, but this time it's a more classic Abzan list. No Stoneforge Mystic in this list. This is actually by modo name Ihavethefire, who actually managed to get, I think, 8th position in one of the challenges over the weekend. Going to try this out today. Looks really sweet. Hoping to run this in the high stakes of my local F&M tomorrow potentially as well. So see how that goes. But yeah, pretty classic list. It's got 4 copies of Ignoble Hierarch, which is a lot given that we're not really ramping into anything. But I mean, turn 2 Liliana is always somewhere we want to be. A couple of copies of Grist, 3 copies of Indicate. One of Torak, and then the sort of classic discard package. One interesting one is Timeless Dragon, making an appearance as a one-of. Plane cycling for 2 and Eternalize, 5/5 flyer for 5. Interesting inclusion. It's certainly a big thing that can't be fatal pushed or lightning bolted. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Hope everyone's doing well today. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. I think I'm on 99 subscribers at the moment. Be nice to get to the triple digits. And as always, do let me know in the comments if there's got any suggestions. Always looking for decent mid-range lists to give a go. So yeah, do let us know. But for now, we'll get into round number 1. Okay, we'll be on the play here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, well this is a turn 2 Liliana, so we'll go with that. Okay, so we'll lead off on Temple Garden here, and then Ignoble. Pass the turn. So if this gets killed, we can just do a Tarmogoyf. Okay, Ether Vial. Sure. Okay, so Godless Shrine actually a pretty good draw here. So here we go with Liliana. We'll discard our Lingering Souls for value, and then next turn we can either go Tarmogoyf, or Tarmogoyf Lingering Souls. Probably Tarmogoyf. And then we can plus Liliana. Depends what we draw as well, a little bit. So yeah, turn 2 Liliana on the play is obviously where we want to be here. Okay, so this is some sort of red-white deck. Red-white prison. Okay, that's the monkey. They're attacking us. So then they get a plains from us. So my opponent can... Okay, they've got a Giver of Runes, which we may have to... Depends what we find. Okay, Grist is a nice draw, especially with the Lingering Souls in the graveyard. I think... The trouble with this is it can then give everything protection. So giving it protection makes it hard for us to kill the monkey. But do we care about it giving protection? Got 3 mana, so we definitely want to shock in this Godless Shrine. Do we want to discard a Tarmogoyf and then play Tarmogoyf Soul? I think we do. I think we're just going to tick up here, because then we can play things of 2 different colours to be able to block the so yeah, we'll get rid of a Goyf, and then we'll play another Goyf and a Lingering Souls. Because yeah, we need to essentially we just need to be able to block Ragavan when it comes down. which we can do now. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. Yeah, this is a tip I picked up from someone on one of my recent videos with Jund, that you should lean towards sticking Liliana up if there's a creature that's not really going to do much damage. We're a little bit punished by a Skyclave apparition there, but we do have this Grist waiting for us. Okay, Catacombs. So we're going to slam Grist. And then, yeah, we're just going to kill the... We could create a token, but I think we're going to kill... We're going to kill Giver of Runes. Do we sack the Hierarch or do we sack a Spirit? I think we're just going to sack a Spirit here. And we'll destroy Giver of Runes. Okay, opponent giving protection to Ragavan from green. I think we'll hold on to the land for now. No point in attacking. Oh, we could have. Yeah, that was silly. We could have got in with a Spirit there. For 2. Because my opponent now can't give protection. See what the opponent's found. Okay, they found Yorion, so that goes to hand. I mean, yeah, they put Yorion in the hand. Didn't realise they had a 80 card deck with Yorion in. Okay, so we're going to get to untap with Grist on the field. Oh, Fatal Push is a nice draw. So we'll activate Grist. And then I think here we're just going to attack with Tarmogoyf. Attack for 4. Now they've found this Fatal Push as well. Grist is proving pretty good. Not really sure what we need to save the Fatal Push for. We'll see if there's an attack here. No attacks. Another Skyclave would be... Okay, they're ending the Tarmogoyf. That's okay. So my opponent's put the Aethervial up to 4. They're probably just going for the Yorion, but I think we're gonna... Do you want to Fatal Push now? I think we're gonna Fatal Push now. We get kind of blown out by a Restoration Angel, but we've got Revolt here, and this will give us a creature to keep the attack going, attacking in for 4. Okay, another Ignoble, not the best, but we'll play it out. We could just kill Ragavan here, but don't think we're interested in doing that. So yeah, we're just going to attack in with this Illusion here. Actually makes it a 5/5 with these 2 Ignobles, so it will be able to attack through Yorion as well. Opponent's at 8. Obviously this is going to be a little annoying because our opponent can flash it in and then kill Grist. So, okay, that's fine. So it may be the case that we want to kill something with Grist here. Vindicate's a nice draw. So... yeah, I think we're just going to crash in again here. These Ignoble Hierarchs. Making Making this illusion a 5/5, which is obviously very good. Yorion can't block it. Well, it can obviously, but not without losing the Yorion. Okay, so I'm pretty convinced my opponent is going to... Well, they're obviously going to play Yorion and then... Oh, we have got a blocker. I think we just tick up again. So we could tick up. Or... how much do we care about these creatures on the battlefield? There's no point in my opponent blinking anything with Yorion. I guess actually we can't kill anything because if I target something, my opponent will just put Yorion in. I mean, it could have been good bait to just then Vindicate, but I think this is fine. Yeah, and to that end, there's no point in expending this Vindicate either. So, yeah, we'll let my opponent put their Yorion in here. That's a bit of an issue. Yeah, getting rid of our flyer, and this does have lifelink. And our opponent is going to get to do that again, unfortunately. I wonder if they'll kill Grist. I would imagine so. Well, not kill, but attack Grist. Attacking everything. Okay. So we'll block this. And then I think it's probably worth just blocking here. Yeah, we'll keep the Grist around. Opponent may have drawn another Ragavan. Okay, opponent puts this in. So probably going to blink Solitude. Okay, blinking both. Sword of Fire and Ice is pretty good as well. So that's protection from red and blue. Okay, so we're in a bit of... We're not in the best spot here. But we do have a removal spell. And we can keep... Oh, that's... We've actually got enough mana to do all of these things, which is nice. So what do we want to kill with Vindicate? I think... Oh, this doesn't have... Oh, I messed up a bit there. I forget this doesn't have flying. So I could have blocked this as well. So we'll tick Grist up. We'll Vindicate this. Oh, it does cost more though, doesn't it? Yeah, they do cost more, but these haven't got flying, so we can just block those. I think, yeah, we have to Vindicate this. Yeah, I did forget that doesn't have flying there. So we could attack with one of these, and these will make it a 3/3. And then we will be blocking. Yeah, well, I think we can attack here with a 3/3. If my opponent wants to trade off either creature, I think we're happy with that. Yeah, I always forget that Solitude doesn't have flying. Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to... Okay, equipping that. So they are going to get to gain 5 life here. Okay, so we are gonna block. So we're gonna put... I think we can just... Yeah, we want to block both, I think. Yeah, just how much do? Yeah, we'll keep the Noble Hierarch around. Opponent does go up to 8, but we do get to kill both of my opponent's creatures here potentially. Okay, so let's Liliana first. Make our opponent sacrifice a creature. Okay, they get rid of that. And then, I think we're just going to cash in our grist here. Oh, I've done this in the wrong order. Yeah, we'll just get rid of an insect. Yeah, I should have attacked for 2 first. Hopefully that extra 1 point of damage. I mean, that 1 point of damage plus the 2 we missed from a Lingering Souls token earlier could be telling. Okay, opponent finds a land. Oh, okay. So at least we didn't sacrifice our Noble Hierarch. Okay, so another Liliana. Yeah, I think we're just gonna make my opponent sacrifice. Get rid of Mages of the Moon. And then we'll play out the land. And I'm just going to fetch now to avoid... Oh, I suppose my opponent can't really put anything in. But yeah, I'll just go and grab another swamp. So you go. We've got some decent draws here. You know, the dragon would be really nice. Tarmogoyf's always nice. Lingering Souls. Another Grist. Field of Ruin. Okay, yeah, Tarmogoyf's really good. Tick up Liliana. And attack for another 1. And then Tarmogoyf will be lethal next turn. If my opponent doesn't find any creatures. Or a removal spell, obviously. Okay, we do get there. Yeah, few errors, but the deck seems sweet. Turn 2 Liliana is obviously amazing. So we're going to want all of our endings for the Ether Vial. That's just really annoying. We probably want all these things. How much do we want Inquisitions and Thought Seizes? We kind of got to top decking there. It's kind of a grindy match. I might start by sideboarding a lot of those out. And then bring in another Torak. Protection from white is obviously really good there. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Thought Season Inquisition in this matchup can be good early, but yeah, you really don't want to top deck one when we're both hellbent. And we're going to have to remember that they are playing Mages of the Moon and probably some number of Blood Moons. So we probably want to fetch some basics. Ignoble Hierarch's really doing us well there. Yeah, the extra damage from Exalted was pretty handy. Okay, yeah, we're going to keep this. You know, it's got good mana, it's got some good spells in it, it's got a prismatic ending for a turn 1 Ether Vial, which we will cash in if my opponent plays a turn 1 Ether Vial. Oh, that's... yeah, Sentinel... What do we want to do with that? Well, I mean, we need to kill it. Do we just do it right away? And what land do we go and fetch? I think we are just going to kill it. I don't think... Yeah, we can't let this live. It's whether we wait a turn. But then we... Yeah, I think waiting a turn is less... I think them drawing a card is better than us being really stuck on mana here. I think we are just going to fetch... I think I'm just going to fetch a basic swamp. We don't need white for a... Well, maybe it is just Godless Shrine. Because then we can Prismatic Ending something next turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to get Godless Shrine here, risk the Blood Moon. Do we cast this now? I think I'm going to take the 1 rather than give my opponent more information. If this is Thalia, that would obviously be pretty annoying. Although Prismatic Ending gets around Thalia. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, so we can just push this. There's no point in doing that actually until we see what my opponent's getting. Yeah, so we'll just push this Sentinel here. Yeah, this is the classic case of, you know, we have to kill that there. Otherwise, it just spirals out of control because we can't kill this Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I think my opponent's usually on the draw, on the play is going to get a card out of Esper Sentinel. Right, and then, yeah, we are forced into Prismatic Ending this as well. And then we're at the mercy of my opponent's Blood Moon, unfortunately. If they have it. No, they don't have a Blood Moon. Okay. Okay, so they haven't searched there. So we'll play out the land. And then, yeah, we're just going to ending this again. Prismatic Ending's so good. So we'll probably prioritize Ignoble Hierarch now. Okay, so we'll play the land, play Ignoble, and play Dalthy. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent has got enough to hardcast Batterskull now, which we can just Vindicate. Oh, Sword of Fire Ice. Okay, that's okay actually. So we'll Vindicate the Thalia, or do we just Vindicate the Sword? Oh, actually, okay, so I think this is the play. Oh, we can't quite do that. I was hoping, oh, maybe we can. No, I was hoping we could Vindicate the Sword, use Dalthy to put it into play, and then equip an attack with Hierarch to kill the Thalia and draw a card. But because of Thalia's tax, we've got 6 mana. This will cost 4, and then this would actually cost 1. So I think we're just going to attack with Dalthy here. And then we could Souls, but no, I think we're just going to Vindicate this. And then next turn we'll do everything else. I mean, they will have a Batterskull to block. Oh no, they won't, because Douthie gets around because it can't be blocked. Yeah, that's pretty good. So hopefully our opponent just puts a Batterskull in here. Oh no, obviously we can't do that. My bad, because we'll be sacrificing this. Okay, so Skyclave, getting rid of Douthie is annoying. So I'd imagine my opponent might have another equipment in hand. Okay, we'll leave that uncracked for now. Okay, we find a forest, which isn't too bad. Let's cast this Souls. And then we can actually flash it back as well. We'll go and get... I think if we get Plains, Prismatic Ending isn't out to Blood Moon. But are we more likely to need black? We'll get Plains here, I think. Yeah, and then we'll cast another copy of Lingering Souls from the graveyard. Make 4 powers worth of flyers. Our opponent can now put Batterskull in. Okay, Field of Ruining our Castle Lock Thwain is obviously completely justified from our opponent. Here comes Batterskull. Actually, no, they can't play. I was going to say, yeah, they can't play Batterskull because of Thalia's tax. Oh, this has first strike. Are we going to block here? We could triple block Thalia to kill that. But then we're left just getting beaten down by this. I think we're just going to chump until we find one of our million removal spells. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Oh, Temple Garden. We are going to get to attack here. Just attack for 1. Probably should have attacked for 2. Hold the Temple Garden there. Yeah, we'll just keep jumping. We've got a lot of removal spells in our deck. They are going to get to... Oh, Recruiter's a good draw for them. We've got a copy of Dam in our deck as well, I believe. So that'd be good to draw right about now. The Dragon is great. Spell Sky is actually pretty good for our opponent. Okay, so yeah, Dam is a really good draw. Make Noble is not a good draw. We will attack in this time for 3. See. Yeah, could have done with a few better draws than Temple Garden and Ignoble Hierarch there. Okay, so opponent attacking. We'll block here. Yeah, take 3. Okay, opponent plays Batterskull. Yeah, Dam is probably our only out now. The dragon's still pretty good. Kaya's Guile is actually pretty good as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't save us from my opponent gaining loads of life from Batterskull. But we will attack here because we can make a spirit. Essentially just buying us another turn to draw Dam. Gains us some life as well. Okay, yeah, we'll wait for my opponent to attack here. Let me just get to overload this. Oh, we do have to yeah, pay an extra 1, but that's fine. Yeah, gaining 4 life, not irrelevant here. So opponent sacrificed Thalia. Unfortunately, they will go to 8. So we have to block something. I think we'll just block like this. Because then the other ignoble can block next turn. If we block with the spirit, we are dead next turn. We could kill the recruiter, but I think this is fine. We'll take 5. Opponent finds Yorion as well. Oh, and another Thalia. Okay. Yeah, companions are so good. Damn. Scavenging Ooze is... we should have played this Temple Garden, really. Let's start eating things. Well, there's not actually as much to eat as I thought. Okay, we do need to kind of speed up a bit here. I've only got 7 minutes on the clock. Okay, so we have to block here. We could block and kill this, but I think we'll just do that. Like putting a creature into the graveyard for Skoos to eat is actually pretty good. Okay. A little bit surprised our opponent hasn't put Yorion into play. Well, there's a dam, so I guess we'll attack with the spirit. So we're not out of this now. I'll overload this. Damn is a good card. Damn good, if you will. Obviously, Batterskull can still ruin us, but... oh, we do get a creature. A lowly 2/2. So our opponent is going to play Yorion. Oh, I suppose they can just blink Batterskull. So they blink Batterskull with Yorion. And they blink Maul, so they're going to come in attached to Yorion and they get a Batterskull. So now we need to find... yeah, we need to find a lot of stuff here. I expect they'll equip that to Batterskull. Oh, they have... okay. So we need to find a kill spell. Okay, Goyf isn't... that's a 6/7. So we are in fact now dead. We did find the dam. just a fraction late. Yorion getting the job done. Okay, do we want to change anything else? Force of Vigor could be interesting. Something to kill ether vials and equipment. I could see that. I could see an argument for that. But what would we take out for it, I guess? No, I think we'll just run this back. Yeah, we held on quite a while there, but let's see what we can do in game 3. My opponent has got a very grindy deck. Yeah, happy with this. It's got a threat. It's got the ability to kill a ether vial on turn 1, and we're able to fetch some basics as well, which is nice. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to prismatic ending that. Try and play quite quickly here. Yeah, we just don't want our opponent getting way too far ahead on mana. And it may be that they kept a 1-lander with an ether vial or something. Okay, double giver. So now we can go and fetch a basic swamp. I think we're just going to play Liliana here. Especially since we can tick up and just discard a souls. Start working on our opponent's hand. If we draw a land next turn, we can potentially get my opponent completely empty-handed. Okay, opponent draws Skyclave Apparition. Right, really want an untapped land now. Protection from white going to be relevant. Prismatic Ending. Okay, so what do we do here? I think we're just going to go Liliana again. And then we'll tick up. Prismatic Ending's a little awkward with these 2 Giver of Runes on the field. So I think we can ditch that. If our opponent wants to attack everything at Liliana. Yeah, double Giver of Runes is awkward for us. As is Sword of Fire and Ice. Yeah, we really wanted that land for Torak there. Okay, Vindicate. So we probably want to use that now. I think we're just going to have to Vindicate the sword. I don't think we can afford to have my opponent untap with that and 2 Giver of Runes. Opponent has got no cards in hand, and we do have a protection from white. We can, of course, cast Torak just for his cost. Okay, opponent putting Yorion into the hand. So now we really, we could really do with an untapped land here. Ooh, Kaya's Guile. Okay, what do we want to do here? I think we're just going to use Kaya's Guile to... Yeah, we'll have my opponent sacrifice a creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, and then I think we'll make a 1/1. Okay, so opponent got to decide what they're going to... yeah, I thought they might get rid of the attacking giver there. I'm not going to block that. Hopefully our opponent does decide to hold on to the Yorion, because at any point now we can find a untapped black land. Vindicate. Okay, so we're just going to vindicate the giver of runes here. And yeah, I think we'll just attack. We haven't given our opponent any sort of target for this Skyclave, so I guess they're kind of incentivized to hold on to the Yorion. Black land. I mean, that's kind of a black land, I guess. Oh, we can now flashback souls. I mean, our opponent could now Yorion us, but how much do I want to block that with these? Yeah, I think we're happy to block here. If our opponent has something like a Path to Exile or a Lightning Bolt, then I think we'll take the 3 power toughness creature. Is this Yorion? Okay, it is Yorion. We are going to get the last 2 cards out of my opponent's hand and make a massive protection from white creature. See what my opponent had in hand. Yeah, they had Ravagan. Okay, so we can't attack. Okay, let's see what our opponent can do here. They can attack, which I think we just block here, because we're only going to be attacking with 1 creature anyway. What did they ending? Oh, the token, sure. Okay, so we'll attack here with Torak for 5. So this is a 3-turn clock. We'll play out a Blooming Marsh, and then we'll play our Scavenging Ooze. I think we're just going to instantly eat something from my opponent's graveyard, so hopefully that messes with the clock enough that we can get there. We have only got 2 minutes left, nearly 3 minutes. If our opponent finds like a equipment, we're in trouble. Okay. Oh, that's really strong. Yeah, we're just going to do that right now. Opponent needs to find something that can block this, or a bolt, or something. Okay, we do get there. That was a good game. Yeah, we have a lot of removal that can deal with big things, which is really nice. Torak was actually really, really good there. Protection from white. My opponent just couldn't kill it. So yeah, good game. See you for the next round. Okay, you're going to be on the play again, which is nice. We will keep this. It's got some powerful spells in. Target with Liliana Dam, all good. We'll lead off with Godless Shrine. Tapped. So Painless Mana as well is pretty nice. See what our opponent has. They have Malta 6. Valakut. Okay. We don't like Valakut, really. We do get to go Tarmogoyf. It is risk of being bolted, but I don't think Valakut decks often play Lightning Bolt, relying on Valakut to just bolt us for them. Okay, explore. So yeah, we're going to okay, we'll play the other Blooming Marsh and Liliana pre-combat. Tick this up. Gonna ditch the planes here. Don't think we need to worry about overloading Dam too much. Okay, opponent losing a Sousa, which is a bit scary. Just not sure this Tarmogoyf is going to be... That might imply they haven't got enough lands, or it implies they just have the Dryad. Okay, that's fine. So... yeah, we're going to get rid of everything here. So, actually, yeah, this is fine. So we're going to get rid of that with this. We'll tick up. Get rid of a tomb. Get rid of the Titan in my opponent's hand. Kill the Dryad with Dam. Play our land. And then we can attack for 4. So my opponent now needs to find a land and a Primeval Titan in specifically that order. I mean, their deck is mostly lands. I think they run, it's like 34 lands or something in a 60 card deck. Okay, so we'll do this, tick up. Yeah, we'll just activate Lock Thwain pre-combat. Okay, Inquisition obviously does nothing for us, but we have got a Liliana on 6, which we will just be turbo ultimating, I think. Expedition map. Okay. So yeah, we're just going at the Triome here. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced we're just turbo ulting here. So yeah. Because you know we're so we are ahead in this game. Those two cards make time for 6/7. So the way that we can lose is our opponent managing to cast a Primeval Titan. So we're going to cast Torak as well, which gets the Simic Growth Chamber out of my opponent's hand. So we're going to give them... I think we're going to just do that. I think that's fine. That gives my opponent... They can, if they want to keep the Amulet, they can only keep 2 lands. Then yeah, we're gonna. Have we got a sorcery? Yeah, we've got a sorcery in the graveyard. So we'll just. Okay, opponent looking to make a load of mana next turn. It is. I think it is correct now to just make my opponent discard the card they searched for. Leave them with 2 lands and nothing else. We've got a 6/7 Tarmogoyf and a 3/2. Yeah. That draws the concession from my opponent. Okay, so that was a pretty good showing. So we want Damping Sphere. I think we probably want Prismatic Ending. Does this kill? I think Force of Vigor's fine. I think it can it can hit enchantment, so it can kill Dryad as well. Void Mirror is interesting because it kills, it stops Summoner's Pact. We want Vindicate, we want Asher. We've got quite a lot we want here. What don't we want? So Liliana's great. Dragon's probably a bit slow. Souls are probably a bit slow. Douthie, obviously, if we can get the nuts of Thoughtseize into, if we can play that and then Thoughtseize a Titan, that's insane. Gris, I could see an argument to remove. Yeah, I don't think we want that many Planeswalkers. Ignoble is interesting, I think, for turn 2 Liliana. Scoos, I think we can cut. Ending's fine, it kills everything except Primeval Titan. Let's cut one Ignoble. Let's go with that. I think the possibly the creator of this deck has written a sort of guide to the matchups. I think they posted it in the modern Midrange Discord. I'm just having a look at his write-up because it turns out he did play Amulet Titan. So recommends, yeah, pretty much what we've done. Don't think they've brought in the extra Force of Vigor, but it sounds like they've done exactly what we've done. Apart from that, although he does say that you could consider bringing in Force of Vigor instead of Dragon, which is what we've gone for. What do we think about this? I think this is probably fine. It is a lot of lands, but the ability to kill an Amulet on turn 1, we've got a threat. Goyf gets pretty big, and then we can Vindicate a land on turn 3 if we get there. Or Vindicate a Dryad or what have you. So depending on what our opponent does, if they don't have a turn 1 Amulet, we'll lead on Triome. If they do, we'll go Catacombs, Godless Shrine. And then, okay, so they don't. Wouldn't mind drawing a Thoughtseize here. Another Vindicate is not bad, especially if my opponent's on a slightly slower draw. If our opponent has an Amulet here, okay, so we're going to, I think we're going to skip out on the Goyf here. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have too much here. Okay, so they don't actually have anything there. I think, okay, that's a good draw. I think we're just going to end in the Amulet. It just leads to the most busted stuff. And then we'll just play the Catacombs and pass. And then next turn, we'll see what my opponent does. It would be very tempting, especially if my opponent just goes Telerio West Go. We will be vindicating Grill Turf. That Amulet makes me think they possibly have another bounce land in hand. Okay, yeah, so now we're definitely on the Vindicate Grill Turf plan. Essentially a double wasteland. It just kills. Even that, we get to keep the lands. Obviously, we do lose the ability to apply pressure, but I think that's fine. I think my opponent has another bounce land in hand, so as well, if we get this down, yeah, I think that's just the play here. Just stop my opponent playing Magic as much as we can. And we've got another one in hand. Could see an argument for Liliana, but I think the ability to just Stone Rain them there, take them off 2 lands. Okay, they've got another one. If they bounce Telerio West, we're just vindicating again. Leave my opponent with no lands on the field. And then we can next turn we can actually play Liliana and Tarmogoyf, which is obviously what we want. I'm still, you know, we can still lose this. It's not... Okay, so we'll play Liliana first, not give my opponent the information as to what they want to discard. We'll get rid of a Temple Garden. And then play a Tarmogoyf as a 2/3 at the moment. But, you know, it looks okay at the moment, but never underestimate these. You know, given that they can go off on turn 3, they could, I could definitely see them, you know, bringing this back. Well, especially with Urza's Saga. So we draw. Okay, we draw another Liliana, which is... So we'll push this. Annoyingly, we can't actually tick up. Ah, we should have... Yeah, okay, that was a slight error on my part there. What I should have done was tick up, get rid of the Fatal Push, because it grows the Goyf anyway, bigger. The Fatal Push will grow the Goyf. And then, yeah, tick up, get rid of the Fatal Push. Goyf can then attack through the Grazer, and then we could have ticked up again. Yeah. But, yeah, we are closer to ultimate this time. Although, obviously, our opponent can potentially... they can't make a token with that. Ooh, Ashiok's a nice draw. Okay, so we'll play this now. That stops Urza's Saga as well. Yeah, that stops so much stuff. Now we can just crash in for 6. Ultimate Liliana next turn. We're not going to activate Ashiok. Our Goyf is currently a 6/7. Oh, of course, it is a 2-mana spell. Sorry, this is a 2-mana land, so I did forget about that. Our opponent could prime me. They can prime me with Titanus, but they can't. They can't search with Urza's Saga. I imagine my opponent attacks attacks Liliana here to stop me ultimating. Okay, choose to attack Ashiok. Okay, so this one's a bit interesting. We could, We're definitely attacking with Tarmogoyf. Are we just ultimating with Liliana? I feel like we are. So my opponent can play a land. I mean, we could just tick up or tick down. If we tick down, we separate these two. My opponent keeps Gruul Turf and 1 construct, but it's only a 1/1. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I think maybe we should be playing around Veil of Summer here. Okay, so we'll give them... Could be just lands versus creatures. No, I think it's land and creature. I think this gives them the fewest outs. Unsurprisingly, my opponent chooses to keep this pile. Yeah, and that just gets there. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, we get there. We're 2-0. Good to get the win against our old enemy Amulet Titan. See you for next round. Okay, so we are on the draw this time. We're going to keep this. Potential for turn 2 Grist or turn 2 Lingering Souls. Got 2 removal spells, which is good. Haven't come up against any of the Murktide deck. Oh, speak of the devil, this looks potentially... Okay, so what we're going to do is just ending that. We could hold up Fatal Push. No, I think we're just going to... So the choice there is if we hold up Fatal Push, my opponent may play Counterspell, and them countering that is pretty brutal. It's that versus if my opponent has another Ragavan, they can dash it out this turn, but it looks like they've got a lot of stuff anyway. So here we're probably... Goyf is already pretty large. Another Fatal Push wouldn't go amiss. Okay, so we find a land. So I'll play that out. So I think it's probably push Ragavan, play Hierarch. We could play the Goyf here, but if my opponent has Unholy Heat... Yeah, okay, so we'll go and just grab a Forest. Play this. And then we will just do this again now. Yeah, Unholy Heat's been a big boon to this this deck. They are a Lurus deck. They've got a Sprite Dragon. Yeah, they do have Unholy Heat as well. Yeah, so you're taking 5 damage this turn. Okay, so that's interesting. I think we're just going to ending this. Play the Goyf. Opponent has only got 1 card in hand. So I think we'll just go and get a Swamp here. Play Goyf. Here's a 5/6. Next turn we can play Souls to block the dragon. Okay, opponent might have something like a counter spell. So we're gonna... yeah, I think our opponent probably has counter spell here. So I think we're just gonna go for Fatal Push in upkeep. Okay. So he did have a counter spell. Let's just do this. So we'll just kill that outright. Okay, so this is less less kind of what we're trying to say. This is less like aggro, more sort of tempo deck. I wonder if they've got the Murktide. I would imagine they probably have. There's another Dragon's Rage channeler. Bauble. So if I read it right, my opponent may still have counterspell in their hand. Another Unholy Heat would be real bad. Okay, opponent's seeing what we draw. They say a Thoughtseize. Unholy Heat. Ice. Okay, so they're tapping down a creature. So we could play Grist here. We could Grist, but we don't want to sacrifice the Goyf. Grist wouldn't die to Dragon's Rage Channeler, but I think we're just going to play the Souls, because then next turn, potentially, we can go Grist, tick down, sack a Soul. Although this is actually just lethal, isn't it? We also want to keep our options open with regard to killing a Murktide Regent. So we do have lethal on board. Yeah, Dragon's Rage Channeler and the Monkey are coming out as some of the standout cards of the set. I'd quite like some monkeys, but they're so expensive in paper at the moment. Ridiculous prices. If you remember Modern Horizons 1 when Ren and 6 did the same thing. It's a great post on Reddit. It's today, it's Thursday, if anyone wants to go and have a look. Someone known as Bamzing goes and analyses does some great analysis of the modern meta. So definitely go and check that out. And they've sort of analysed it as now you're either playing what is it? It's like this type of thing, Shardless Agent for Footfalls, or can't remember what the other one was. Might have been Murktide, yeah, or Murktide, yeah. So yeah, not sure what my opponent's doing here. So if they attack, I don't feel like we're blocking. I mean, they have to attack actually. I think this is fine. I think we're just going to go for lethal. How do we get punked out there? No, I think this is fine. You know, we've got we actually do have lethal on the field. Our opponent drew 2 cards. Okay, let's see. They might have another ice to tap the Goyf or something like that. I wonder if they play Snapcaster for Unholy Heat, possibly. Could be another Archmage's Charm to gain control of a spirit. Let's see. Think about doing something in our upkeep. I wonder if they've got fire. Another copy of Fire Ice. Potentially tap our Tarmogoyf. Scoos isn't too bad. Although we do only have 1 green mana. So it's going to go to combat here. Is it an ice? It is an ice. Okay, so in that case what we'll do is we'll attack for 2. Down to 5, and then yeah, we could just flashback Souls and Thoughtseize. How much would we prefer to do that? So they've got 1 card on top. So they have drawn a card they want. Yeah, I think Thoughtseize Souls, actually, we do go to 4, which is a little troubling. Yeah, the next turn we can actually beat a number of blockers. Maybe, oh, maybe this is wrong, but I feel like this is okay. We can block with a soul. Bolt? Bolt would put us to 1. Maybe it's just triple bolt in my opponent's hand. It's a bolt. So we're going to go to 1 here. Unholy Heat, Expressive Iteration. So my opponent's at 5. I think we have to take the iteration here. Don't give my opponent many looks, because otherwise they can... If we take the Unholy Heat... If we take Unholy Heat here, my opponent goes Iteration. That gives them 3 looks at a bolt or an ice, fire ice. Whereas Unholy Heat, yeah, Unholy Heat is going to kill a Goyf, but that's it. I guess so. With Unholy Heat, they could kill a soul. Yeah, I think it's right to just take the iteration. Then we'll play souls from the yard and hope my opponent bricks. This way they only need to brick 1 draw, I guess, whereas the other way around, my opponent would need to brick. Oh, did they scry that to the top? Did they scry that to the top? Oh, that's so frustrating. I don't think they had that many scries. No, scries 2. 1 card on top, and then they drew it. So yeah, that's just a random draw. So as it happens, we would have been dead anyway there if we'd have gone grist and killed that. Yeah, so actually nothing we did at the end mattered there, which is a bit annoying, but I think we chose the right line, and I think we made our opponent get lucky there, which unfortunately they did. But yeah, let's see what we can do against this. So we'll bring in all of this stuff and this, anything that can kill either a Murktide or the 1-mana creatures. I think Torak is probably fine as well. I think Ignoble is probably less good. I think we can probably cut some number of discard as well. We got top decking quite a lot. Okay, so we see a 1-lander, which sadly we cannot keep. Yeah, this is much better. Obviously we wouldn't mind, we're going to need another land, but we will keep this. And then we will bottom the Hierarch. I think we're going to lead on basic swamp here, and then we can fatal push a creature. Turn 1. We're going to want another land. Does our opponent have a turn 1 creature? Yes. And they have the bauble as well. This card is so good. Okay, they've put 1 on top. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and kill that, I think. See what we draw. Obviously we'd like a land. Preferably one that taps for green. Yeah, we get it. So we'll play a Godless Shrine tapped first though. Save our life total a bit. And then we've got, if we can manage to keep the board clear for this to slam this Kaya. Yeah, if our opponent maybe, I don't know, they could be short on lands or what have you. We got 2 kill spells that kill just anything. Actually, it can't be Murktide, this deck, because it's running Allura, so it's just blue-red kind of aggro. They were running an Archmage's Charm. I mean, the absolute ideal scenario here is something like Dragon's Rage or Ravagan pass with no land. But we're not going to get that. Okay, our opponent just passes. They shock that in. So don't think we're interested in running our Kaya just into counterspell. Maybe we should have gone for vindicating a land there. Yeah, okay, so I'm pretty confident our opponent has counterspell. Could be a good bluff on their part. Okay, they put Lurrus into their hand. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Because we can now Kaya get rid of the 2 cards in our opponent's graveyard. So Lurrus is much less effective, and it cuts down on card types for Dragon's Rage Channeler as well. And we get a Planeswalker. We've gained some life as well. If this, they can't actually cast Lurrus at the moment. Prismatic Ending's annoying. Kind of wanted our Kaya there. We've got a lot of good draws. We'll play the Temple Garden. We have the dragon in our deck that requires 5 mana. I'm still fairly convinced our opponent has a counterspell. Weird to say that it actually being counterspell, the card, as opposed to a counterspell, like Mana Leak or whatever. Okay, there's a Sprite Dragon. Yeah, the only annoying thing is these cards are very powerful, but sorcery speed is it's not the worst. Opponent has got 5 cards in hand. Okay, Liliana is pretty good, but again, do we want to get this just countered? Let's just go for vindicating this. I think. And then if our opponent goes untap Lurrus Dragon, we can go damn, just kill everything. Because yeah, we're still fairly sure. Okay, opponent had Fire Ice. So not a lot we can do here. Kind of at the mercy of whatever our opponent finds. So this is going to be Lurrus. And then Sprite Dragon. Hopefully something like a Channeler. Engineering Explosives on 0. Okay, that's for souls, I guess. Okay, Swamp. So we'll play that in case of something like Spell Pierce, and then we're just going to get rid of everything here. This card is so good as well. Okay, so our opponent's got 3 cards in hand. We've got 2 kill spells. Lurrus is gone. So we're 2 cards behind. I'm still fairly confident our opponent has a counter spell. I think we'll just play out the Hierarch here. I think we still want to keep playing around Counterspell. I just feel like there's no point in just slamming Liliana straight into it. I guess it might clear the way for future stuff, but if we can have a turn where we double spell, or we find an Inquisition or something, I think we left. Did we leave a couple of those in? Catacombs is a bit rubbish. Yeah, we can attack for 1. Play the Catacombs and pass. We'd like to find Tarmogoyf would be good, Torak would be good. Opponent got something. Okay, so it's a Sprite Dragon. So in our turn, I think we're just going to we'll try and vindicate this. Let's fetch some more lands out. We'll get Overgrown Tomb, getting more green mana for Scavenging Ooze. More Blooming Marshes. Okay, well, we'll attack first. Really wanted something a bit better than Blooming Marsh there. I mean, how much do we care about this? I think we'll go for it. We could consider just leaving that alone. Okay, there's the counterspell that my opponent's been holding on to forever. So I think we are going to try Liliana now. Opponent could have another counterspell. Okay, so they're going for ice. Yeah, and then we are going to make my opponent sacrifice this. My opponent's put in a bit of work to try and make that a bigger creature. Okay, another dragon's kind of annoying. Opponent got 2 cards in hand. I would imagine my opponent's going to kill Liliana here. So Souls is a okay draw. That is rubbish draw. Yeah, stop drawing lands, please. Play out the marsh, hold 1 card. Yeah, we'd like to find any other planeswalker. Our dragon would be insane. That's a very good draw for our opponent. Essentially, draw 2 cards. Are we gonna get lightning bolted? Another iteration. Yeah, this is my opponent's kind of going off this turn. Yeah, they got ending for the hierarch, bolt for me, and then this becomes at least a 5. So now we really need to find fatal push, another vindicate, prismatic ending. we have a lot of kill spells in our deck. God, that expressive iteration is just nutty. Okay, so we're at risk of dying next turn. Okay, we do find a vindicate. We have to go for it right now. If our opponent has counterspell, they have counterspell. They've gone through 1 counterspell at least. Okay, so obviously that was a good draw for us. So now we want to find, yeah, we really want to find Tarmogoyf, or Scavenging Ooze would be really good. We'd love a Scavenging Ooze right about now. Torak's fine. Dam is okay. So I think we're going to play the land now. I can't see my opponent being on Blood Moon. But probably worth playing around in case. Okay, Liliana. Yeah, we'll play a Liliana, I think. Wouldn't be surprised if this gets countered. We will tick up. Getting the dam out of our hand is a bit annoying. Opponent might have all okay, Unholy Heat, so they probably have lots more of those. Yeah. But opponent got, okay, so we are behind now, but we have got some very good draws. Don't know what our opponent's got in hand. Basic Forest is definitely not what we want. We'll hold it. Not even sure this Catacombs can fetch anything else. Maybe we should have held on to that Liliana. The dragon would be insane. Kaya's Guile is also really good. I think we'll probably wait on that. Okay, opponent plays a land. Don't think I am going to fetch. I think every point of damage might be handy here. So Prismatic Ending is an answer to pretty much anything. So we could consider just Kaya's Guiling for not the fun of it, but you know, just gain 4 life, draw some cards. Sorry, gain 4 life, make a token. I think we're going to fetch now. I think I'd rather that than my opponent knowing what we're drawing. Get another Tomb just for in case we draw Scoos. We find another Liliana. I kind of regretted not holding that last time. I think we're just going to hold. Maybe that's incorrect. Opponent's got 20 cards left in library. We've got 6 cards in hand. We want the dragon, really. Marsh Flats will play. Maybe we should have held on to that to discard to Liliana, actually. Yeah, we should have held on to that to discard. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to wait on Liliana until we find a land, potentially. Opponent's got 7 cards in hand. Don't think we do want to fetch now, actually, because we're at 7. Okay, yeah, we'll play out the Douthie. I think. Yeah, we don't want to go to 6, really. Okay, opponent has another Unholy Heat. How many bolts has my opponent gone through? 1. Just 1. Bit scary. Iteration. Iteration is good. Yeah, we're really after Tarmogoyf. We haven't found any of our Tarmogoyfs. Torak would be fine. Lightning Bolt, sure. Lightning Bolt, sure. Okay, so what we do now is we let Snapcaster resolve. And then we're going to overload this. Maybe we should have done this earlier. If our opponent has counterspell, we are just dead. Of course they do. Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought there was a risk of that, but I think it was worth waiting there. Oh, that's really annoying. Yeah, okay. This deck seems really good. I think we were, yeah, I don't really know. We never found a threat. Like any threat there would have, you know, we just needed to find essentially we needed to find Tarm. Oh, there's Tarmogoyf coming off the top next. But yeah, any kind of, the dragon would have been insane. But there we go. That's how it goes. We'll move on and see for round number 4. Okay, we're going to be on the draw here. Think we actually know probably what we're against. Trellin. This is a popular, well-known Bluetron pilot, so we can probably expect Bluetron, but we keep an okay hand. We going to try and Thoughtseize into Voidwalker here. Yep, it is Bluetron. Bit of an odd hand for them to keep. Only 2 bits of Tron, no blue source. We're going to take Spatial here. Pass the turn. See what my opponent finds. They've got the tower. So yeah, taking Spatial there because it's the only real card they can cast. We want to get our Voidwalker down. Pass the turn. If our opponent finds the Tron land, we're in trouble. Okay, so I found that. So I think now we're going to Vindicate a land. Because Thirst for Knowledge can quite possibly find our opponent the next Tron land. We're going to get Temple Garden here. Our life tip doesn't matter too much against this deck. We're going to try and Vindicate the Urza's Power Plant. Opponent with Thirst in response. Obviously finding another Thoughtseize would be pretty insane here. Ability to Thoughtseize Ugin, cast the Ugin with our Douthie is pretty good. Sadly, these 2 cards are pretty rough in the matchup. Not much we're going to be able to ending, I wouldn't have thought. There could have been a consideration for hitting the island there, but I think... What did my opponent discard? Repeal and another Thirst. Okay, so... Yeah, wouldn't find mining more Vindicates. Liliana of the Veil. Okay, our opponent did find the other Tron land. There's a map. So we have Inquisition. So I think what we're going to do... I think we're going to Inquisition first, because if my opponent decides they want to do something about it, we can then ending the map. Okay, we're probably just dead here. We could cast Thirst for Knowledge. Actually, I don't mind doing that. I mean, I think we have to here. we'll cast Thirst for Knowledge. Because otherwise, I mean, if we don't find like a Thoughtseize or a Vindicate, we do just die here. Possibly should have done that first, so we could have Toraked. Yeah, I think. Do we play this out? I mean, I guess we could find another Vindicate, but I think our opponent is probably... Oh, we shouldn't have played that land, really. They will have to destroy their own thing, but I think we're just getting Sundering Titaned here. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so feel like there we I feel like we've made the right decisions, but our opponent finding the island and then the Tron land is not great. But let's go to sideboarding. Okay, so what are we going to want? I don't think we want Void Mirror against them. Damping Sphere is potential. We definitely want the Vindicates. So we don't want the Fatal Pushes. They definitely come out. We want the Vindicate, and I think we want the Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere is less good against... against Blue Tron, because they do have Repeal. Torak is something we want, I think. And then what else would we like? A Dam doesn't do anything. So probably Force of Vigor. What about these endings? I guess ending's fine on the play. Oh, I mean, ending's fine to kill a map. I think we'll go with that. Haven't really got much sideboarding for this, but it's not. Yeah, you won't as often come up against this deck. Yeah, I will play first. We're gonna mulligan this. We need. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll get rid of the ending, I think. Yeah, I've played a lot of Bluetron. Sorry, against a lot of Bluetron. My friend plays a lot of it. Not often a good matchup for the decks I like to play. Okay, so it's going to jam out our Hierarch here, our Tarmogoyf here. It could get dismembered, but see what our opponent has. Okay. So we've got a choice here of playing Liliana or vindicating a land. I think I think we're going to Liliana. If they go land, no, I don't think we are. I think we're going to kill the. I'm just afraid of them playing the Tron land, untapping and going. Well, we chose right. Okay, now we're going to Liliana. No, not like that. I was going to play Hierarch here, but actually, if we play land, Hierarch, Liliana, we'll have to discard the Vindicate, which we don't want to do. So we'll go Liliana. Start ticking her up. I think we can just afford to lose the swamp here. See. Okay, opponent's got triple tower. Familiar, sure. Okay, so we could empty our hand. Yeah, I think we're going to empty our hand here. Go for the one-sided discard. obviously hitting one of the lands they've got the same thing of isn't ideal, but it does take our opponent off a land, which is good. Could be a spatial. Okay, so our opponent going to attack Liliana. That's actually okay because we can eternalize that, so we'll tick up. This card is an interesting one, yeah. Eternalizing for 4 mana is good. It's kind of saving us here. We get a 4/4 flyer. That's for knowledge for our opponent. Discarding another Mindslaver. Okay, so no attacks. Not going to find another land, but yeah, we'll tick up. I think we are going to attack. Or is it correct to hold back and protect Liliana? I think we want to attack here. We don't want to give our opponent too much time to draw out of this. And at some, you know, we're okay with our opponent not drawing the cards from the familiar. Dalthy could be good. If we now uptick and get something good, could be a condescend here, but they can't condescend for enough. Opponent gets to scry 2. Wonder what the last card in my opponent's hand. They put 2 on the bottom, and it is an Ugin, so potentially get to cast Ugin next turn. My opponent conceded. Yeah, that was pretty dominating. Obviously, my opponent, we got lucky to hit the Tron land that my opponent didn't have any more of, and they seemed to struggle to find any more lands. But yeah, that was pretty good. So do we want to do anything different on the draw? I think another ending might be good. Timeless Dragon was really good there. How good is Grist? I think we'll cut a Grist for an ending. Maybe. I'm not really sure. I think I remember this list actually. It's running something like 4 filigree familiar in the side or something. So, I mean, Prismatic Ending is fine against familiar. Yeah, let's go with that. See how we get on. Because yeah, on the draw, we want to be able to hit a map if my opponent plays that. Right, so we've got a hand with a Liliana, but we can't actually cast a lot of these spells. I think I'm going to mulligan this. Like, it's got a lot of powerful spells, but I just feel like this isn't going to be quick enough. We're really looking for hand disruption as well, so I think we're going to mulligan that. Weirdly, we're going to keep this. Obviously, that many lands is not ideal, but Inquisition into Tarmogoyf can sometimes get there. Okay, so we'll lead with Swamp because we know that we've put a land on the bottom of our deck. Opponent has kept, is that a mine? Okay, so we'll get rid of the spatial, pass the turn. So the opponent's got a lot of Tron lands but doesn't have actual Tron. So there's the island. So this... So yeah, we're going to play something. So that indicates to me our opponent has probably found Condescend or Remand. Do we want to get the Goyf down? I think we'd actually probably rather have the Voidwalker in play. Okay, maybe they haven't found that. Baiting us. Oh, more land is not, it's really not where we want to be. So I think we are going to play out the Voidwalker. Okay, yeah, Thirst for Knowledge. This is pretty scary because if our opponent has found, if they find Power Plant, then we probably just lose here. Maybe we should have mulliganed again. But yeah, this is just classic Abzan versus Tron if they find it, really. And they don't find... Oh, they do find the Tron land, so essentially next turn we're getting Ugined, which is obviously not good unless we can find a Thoughtseize. Oh, we find another land. We've only drawn one spell this this game, and now our opponent's going to Ugin us. Yeah, I think we're probably just in trouble here. We're probably just dead. Only drawing one, you know, starting with a hand with only 2 spells in it and only drawing 1 spell is never going to be ideal. It's just -2 here, yeah. So now we need to find probably exactly Vindicate. Force of Vigor doesn't really do it. Yeah, the opponent Ugin's just bolting us. So yeah, we need to find Vindicate. But by now our opponent is possibly holding up a counter spell. We're going to play this out. Our opponent's just going to bolt it, but I suppose it stops them bolting us. That's obviously another really bad draw. Opponent looks like they found a lot of lands as well. Their Ugin's ready to ultimate. They've probably got a counter spell. I mean, we go for it. This is just getting condescended or remanded, I would imagine. Yeah, maybe this was a loose keep. Could be Thirst here. Condescend unless we pay 2. Obviously pretty annoying. Yeah, we have flooded out here. I mean, yeah, maybe I should have mulliganed that hand. Will we see an Ugin ultimate? I would imagine so. No, just bolting us. But imagine they're just happy to sit and bolt us forever now. We could do with a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition or something, really. Goif's not bad. We'll go for the dragon. So yeah, we'll go for this as well. Ugin only has to -0 for this token. Maybe we shouldn't have played the Goif there, but I feel like we need to pressure this Ugin. Okay, they have ultimated there. I'm repealing the Ugin. Oh wow, so they get to do that again. Yeah, sure. Yeah, good play. Okay, so like not the best. Oh, we can kill both of these with Force of Vigor, but we certainly can't ending an Ugin. So opponent doesn't draw a card there, which is nice. But yeah, this I think this is probably garbage time now. Nimble Obstructionist as well. Yeah, I think we'll call it a day there. Yeah, maybe that was a loose keep. But I don't think our initial hand would have got there either against that. Yeah, I think maybe we should have mulliganed to something more. But we were kind of reliant on my opponent not finding the Tron land, which they did on turn 4 or 5. So classic mid-range versus Tron. But shame to mess up our 2-0 victory. Sorry, 2-0 start. But yeah, we'll keep going and see for the next round. Okay, round number 5, going for the 3-2. Yeah, this hand's great. Thoughtseize into Tarmogoyf into Grist is what we want. I think we're going to go and fetch a basic swamp here, just in case we're against something really aggressive or really blood mooning. We've got quite a lot of lands, so we're going to need what, black, then green, then black green. May want to keep hold of this Triumph to cycle. Okay, so let's go grab our basic swamp. And Thoughtseize. See what my opponent's working. Okay, so it's Living End. So, what do we want to take? So Grist doesn't really do much for us. I think we might just want to take... Does it matter? It doesn't really matter which one of these we take. I guess we'll take the Architects of Will because it has the... It's kind of easy to hard cast. No, let's take the Curator. Pass the turn. I mean, obviously not the best Thoughtseize, but our opponent doesn't actually have a Cascader. So we're going to continue with the plan of Tarmogoyf into Grist. Okay, Dam's a good safety valve actually, and to that end we may want to fetch a white source. Kind of wish I'd taken the Force now, I guess, but yeah, we'll probably want to fetch an Overgrown Tomb. Sorry, not an Overgrown Tomb, a Godless Shrine with that. Because we'll probably want to have the ability to dam at some point. Okay, so let's. I think we'll. I think we're gonna. Yeah, we'll try Grist first. And then Force grows the Tarmogoyf. Yeah, we can go and get Temple Garden actually. I mean, we have lost a lot of life here. Opponent might decide to Force. I think we're fine if they do. Maybe we should have just let that go. Maybe we shouldn't have played Grist and just played the Triome. I could certainly see that. Yeah, I think we possibly shouldn't have played this. Actually, given that our opponent has still got force, trying to bait out the force isn't the worst. We do get to mill a card. Hopefully, would have been nice to hit a creature there. Yeah, if our opponent has, I don't know, we know 4 of the cards in their hand, so they've got 3 unknowns, of which obviously they want one to be a violent outburst or what's the other one they play? Shardless Agent. Obviously not running Demonic Dread, or I don't think this one will be running Ardent Plea. Okay, so we'll attack first. Then we'll play the Triome, and then we'll tick Grist up, make an insect, and then I think we're okay to play Liliana. If our opponent wants to force here, that's fine. We actually pretty aggressively want them to force. Clear the way for a overloaded dam next turn. Okay, they cycle a Street Wraith, so they are still digging for a Cascade spell. Okay. Force pitching Architects of Will, which is fine with us. Okay, so it looks like they do have it, don't they? So actually we probably just die here. Because we take 5, 10. Yeah, I mean nothing was gonna help us there. Yeah, okay, so we just die. But hard to win game 1. Let's move on to sideboarding. Obviously going to want to bring in all of our graveyard hate. So we want Void Mirror, certainly. Kaya's Guile we'll want all of, and we'll want both copies of Ashiok. We don't want any of the Fatal Pushes, and we don't really want Lilianas. We don't really want Prismatic Endings either. So let's bring, we'll have Kaya as well. Damping Sphere can be good. It can stop them going off turn 3. We'll also bring in Torak. Maybe a Vindicate on the play. What do we think of that? I think that's fine. We've got some good spells. Good spells in the matchup. So we would like to play first. 4 lands is a lot, and we haven't got any hate cards. I think we can probably do better here. Yeah, that's better. We'll keep that. And then what are we going to bottom? I think we'll bottom the souls here, because now we get to go. Yeah, we're going to, so we'll go turn 1, we'll fetch a, we'll just fetch an Overgrown Tomb here so that Castle Loch Twain can come in untapped. We would like to pay, and we'll play a Noble Hierarch and say go. And then turn 2, we're going to slam Voidwalker and hope for the best. We've got 2 powerful hate cards here. Okay, we find that. So let's, I think what we'll do is we'll attack for 1. then we'll play the Void Walker. Given that that can't be Force of Negation. And then next turn we can potentially play Goyf and Void Mirror. See. Okay, so we'll attack with Douthie for 4, thanks to Exalted. Opponent could be running something like Bone Crusher Giant. No, they can't. No, I'm thinking, well, yeah, they could run Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah. I think it just to get a bit confused with the mana costs. So notably, Void Mirror does turn off the Void Walker, but we don't really want our opponent casting Living End next turn anyway. So we'll play Void Mirror first. Possibly should have held that up. Do we want to play the Goyf? I think I don't think we do. I think this is fine. Because if we play Goyf, and then my opponent ends up with a 5/5, and we end up with... Yeah, maybe we should have held up Douthie there. We do need to kill my opponent. Because we can hold up Force of Negation now. Okay, let's see. I think opponent might play, yeah, they could be playing something like Brazen Borrow. Ashiok's good. So I think I'm just going to play that out first. Okay, opponent's cycling some Street Wraiths, looking for a Force, potentially. We can force their Force if we need to. Opponent's cycling a lot of stuff. I guess if my opponent forces now, would we force? I think we'll just exile my opponent's graveyard, make sure they've got absolutely nothing in there. Yep. Okay, we would have held the Tarmogoyf, I think. We would have attacked with Douthie and then held the Goyf. Okay, so yeah, let's just ship it back. Starting to think that we want to think about running Leyline of the Voids again. A lot of graveyard style decks ramping up. Yeah, this hand's great. It's got a hate piece, it's got a couple of discard spells. Let's go with an Inquisition. Take the Cascader or the Force. Void Mirror proving to have a lot of uses. Structure Winder. Will we see a force of negation? No. So they do have 2 Cascaders. We'll take the Violent Outburst. And then we're going to slam Void Mirror. So our opponent will probably dig for a force. They've got 2 looks at a force, plus the card they drew last turn. There's Windcaller. Here's the River Winder. They don't find a force. Don't know what they bring in that can deal with these. So we wouldn't mind a land, really. Scavenging Ooze is pretty good, but I think we're happy. Yeah, I think we're just going to play the Goyf. If my opponent wants to get a land out of their hand for subtlety, I think that's fine. Sorry, if they want to get a card out. Okay, opponent shocking in. Cycle. The problem is our opponent can start just hard casting this kind of this stuff. Okay, so they've got subtlety up. We've got a 5/6 Tarmogoyf though. Oh, Torak's actually pretty good because my opponent discards cards, so that can get pretty big. And we don't really care as much about this going on the bottom. Yeah. So there's a subtlety. So we're going to put that on the bottom. Goyf is big. I don't know what our opponent runs to deal with Void Mirror. Could be Brazen Borrower. Okay, we find a land, which is nice. I think it's probably a little bit late for Scavenging Ooze. Let's Thoughtseize though. Guess if my opponent's got a load of stuff, then we're in trouble. Okay, so given this lot, my opponent can play another subtlety, but we could take that. But if my opponent finds some way of we take Shardless Agent here, and then I'm just going to fetch and play another Tarmogoyf. So our opponent is going to flash in another creature, but they're going to have to block all of our Tarmogoyfs. So I think yeah, we're fine to get a shock land here, and then we'll play Goyf. So I'm hoping that that's cut our opponent's outs by enough. Oh, my opponent has another subtlety. Yeah, I did forget about that. I think we'll put that on the bottom as well. Yeah, I should have taken subtlety. Well, I think we're ahead here. Let me just think about that. So we know that my opponent's got Grief land in their hand now. But if my opponent draws Brazen Borrower, I think we're definitely right to take Shardless Agent. So Grief. 5 mana. Architects of Will. Sure. And they're targeting me. Maybe this isn't so good. it's going to slap us in for 6, but we can Vindicate. Okay, so we find a land, which isn't actually the worst for us to draw. Actually, if we just Vindicate this, we win. That is risky though. How much do we want to play around something? Because if my opponent can't have Force, the only thing they could have is Spell Pierce, but I think that's fine. I think we're going to go for it here. Go for the win. I mean, a safer play may have been Vindicating the Subtlety, but I don't think my opponent plays Stubborn Denial, or probably should have played that to play around Stubborn Denial, but etc. But we get there. Yeah, deck felt really sweet. I quite like the dragon. The Hierarchs felt pretty good there. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. Try and get us over the 99 barrier. But yeah, let us know if there's any sweet decks that you've seen for me to try out, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.